Did you really like Shane Douglas because you loved managing the Dynamic Dudes at one point?
Oh, good Lord. I felt so sorry for Shane because it's like he had a heat magnet attached to his hip. Shane, even the dudes was a horrible gimmick. The fluorescent colors and the skateboards and the backwards baseball caps and everything. It was rotten. But Shane was a good enough worker, and as a babyface, when you'd get heat on him and he'd sell down south, he'd still get the people behind him. But then Laurinaitis would tag in and just klutz the whole fucking thing up. And up north, they had no chance. People didn't like either one of them. There was the famous night in Philadelphia where we're getting heat on fucking Johnny Ace for once, right? And Shane's going to make the comeback. But they got Johnny in the ring, and the people start chanting while they're getting heat on him on the baby. Johnny sucks dick. Johnny sucks dick. And we look up, and hanging from the bleachers is a big bed sheet, and they've spray painted on it with black spray paint. Johnny sucks Shane's dick. That's where the people picked up on it, started chanting that. And so, Shane was in there all by himself. Anyway, so yeah, that was not the greatest gimmick in the world.
Now, obviously, the Midnight Express, I mean, they could really carry anybody and just work a really good match with anybody. Was that one of those things where it's like, okay, like we're going to try to push these guys to make them look good? Or is it one of those things where it kind of falls on the Midnight Express? It's like, okay, we're going to throw you in there with anybody. You better have a good match with these guys.
Well, no, I think JR wanted to push the dudes, but Herd hated us and didn't want to hear any ideas involving the Midnight Express. And that's why we ended up working with the Dynamic Dudes, because I had pitched us doing an angle with the Steiners because we had great matches with Steiners. And I pitched somebody else and blah, blah, blah. And basically, the Dynamic Dudes were the only other team that Herd didn't give a shit what happened to. So that's how he's okay. If you're going to take both the Midnight Express and the Dynamic Dudes, fine, let them work together. That way I don't have to listen to this shit. And that's how we, ended up working with the Dynamic Dudes.